Okay, so south dealer, north-south are not vulnerable, east-west are vulnerable. So we have got a balanced 5-3-3-2, completely balanced 5 count. So it's very rare you're going to be bidding on hands like that, as the dealer, definitely not. To bid, we would need another big diamond, basically. You know, something like ace 10 to 6 diamonds we might open a weak to. Even then, the suit's not particularly good. So yeah, I would just pass. Nothing to say here. It doesn't mean we'll never bid, just means as a dealer, we definitely shouldn't be bidding that. So nice and easy pass to begin with. And now to west. Vulnerable against not. Okay, so west has got 8, 12, 15 points. Strong hand, and completely balanced 4-3-3-3, 15 points. So depending on what system you're playing depends on how you deal with these balanced hands. The standard ACOL system, which you play in Britain, New Zealand, Australia, etc., would say that 1 no trump opening bid is 12 to 14. So in ACOL you would open 1 spade. Playing a standard American system, you would open 1 no trump with 15 to 17. So that's known as a strong no trump, which is perfect for this hand. A strong balanced hand, 15 to 17, is what you open 1 no trump playing SAYC, which stands for Standard American Yellow Card. In this instance, I'm going to say we're playing the American system, so I'm going to open 1 no trump. If you were playing a different system, you would open 1 spade if you're playing 4 card majors, or you might even open 1 diamond or 1 club if you were playing 5 card majors with a weak no trump, which might be the Polish system, for example. In this instance, I'm going to say we're playing SAYC, so I'm going to open 1 no trump, which is 15 to 17 balanced. Okay, now to north, overcalling over a strong no trump. So, for north to bid, they would want 5 cards or more to overcall, 5 card suit or longer, or lots of points. Won't often happen after a strong no trump, they'll have lots of points. So unfortunately for north, they have neither of those things. For north to be bidding here, they would need another big heart, pretty much king queen to 5 hearts, or ace king or something like that. In this instance, we've got no suit to bid, definitely not strong enough to double, anything like that, so it's a straightforward pass. Okay, now over to east, responding to their partner's strong no trump. And east has got 12 points. Singleton jack of diamonds isn't great, but still 12 points you would like to be in game. So 15 to 17 across the road. We have definitely enough for game, but the question mark is, do we want to be in game in no trumps, or do we want to be in game in spades? So the way to solve this problem is solved by red suit transfers, in that we transfer to spades first, 2 hearts, and then we bid game in a minute. And after transferring to spades and then bidding game, we're giving our partner the choice. The game we're bidding will not be 4 spades, it'll be 3 no trumps. And that would say, I've got 5 spades because of the transfer, and I want to be in game, 3 no trumps. Do you want to be in 3 no trumps or 4 spades? And we leave the decision to the 1 no trumper, depending on how much they like our spades. So the start of that pattern, and the beauty of transfers, because we get 2 bids in a row, we first bid 2 hearts, our partner will bid 2 spades, and then we're going to bid 3 no trumps. So for now, 2 hearts, red suit transfer. Okay, so back to the 1 no trumper. Our partner's just done a red suit transfer, and depending on your system here, normally speaking, most players play that a red suit transfer is a command. So therefore, 2 hearts forces, mandates if you will, a 2 spade bid, irrespective of the hand. Now what you can do in response to a red suit transfer is play something known as breaking the transfer, and some people play, which is an extension of that idea, breaking and bouncing. So breaking the transfer would be, instead of bidding 2 spades, you bid 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, for example. And a break usually suggests a maximum hand, in this case 17 points, and 4 cards in your suit, so 4 cards in spades in this instance. And a bounce would be, instead of bidding 2 spades, you bid 3 spades, and that shows a minimum hand with 4 cards in your suit. So a break shows a maximum with a good fit, and a bounce shows a minimum with a good fit. Now the reason you do that is to help your partner judge whether to bid game or not, or slam or not, because you're telling them 4 card fit and a minimum or a maximum. The reason you need 4 cards is because a transferer could have 0 points theoretically, so you need 4 cards in spades, in this case spades, 4 cards in your partner's suit, to make sure that the 3 level is safe. Because by breaking or bouncing the transfer, you're a minimum going to be playing in 3 spades rather than 2. So you need to have 9 trumps for that to be a sensible and reasonable contract. So in this instance, I think West has a perfect bouncing hand. They've got 15 points, which is a minimum, but they have got 4 good spades. So I think instead of bidding 2 spades, West should bid 3 spades. Minimum hand, 4 cards in trumps. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump to 3 spades, bouncing the transfer. Okay, so our plan was, after our partner bid 2 spades, completed the transfer, our plan was to then bid 3 no trumps, shows a game going hand, 5 cards in spades, leave the decision to our partner. But our partner has just bounced the transfer, meaning they've got 4 cards in spades but a minimum hand. Now there's 2 good things about that information. The first one, we're playing in spades, definitely, we've got 9 of them. The second one, because their hand is minimum, is unlikely slam is on. 15 opposite 12 won't often yield slam. To make a slam you want around 30 points and a fit. We have the fit, not quite strong enough. Our jack of diamonds probably isn't really worth its full weight either, so really we've got an effective 11 points opposite 15. Won't really be slam, just game limited. So I think the correct bid is 4 spades. I think most would instinctively bid 4 spades here. I don't see any reason to do anything else. You could bid 4 clubs as a kind of control bid, but it's just not strong enough. You'd need another card, maybe the king of trumps, maybe the ace of hearts, something where you've got more like 30 points together rather than only the kind of 27-ish we think we've got. So I just think a nice simple 4 spades. Alright, so opponents have just bid 4 spades with a super acceptance or a bounce of the transfer. So now North's job is to lead against their 4 spade contract. So there isn't really, for me, a standout lead for North here. I certainly wouldn't lead a trump because you've got Queen Doubleton. That will basically never be a good lead because you're giving away your queen for free. So I think the other 3 suits all offer reasonable options. A low club, promising an honour. A low diamond, promising an honour. A low heart, promising an honour. All seem reasonable. I don't particularly like clubs just because the jack A isn't a very good honour and B, we only have 3 of them. So I think, kind of narrowing it down, we're choosing between a heart or a diamond. Now, the reason why I think a heart is better is because we have more stuff in there. We don't need as much from our partner to be able to set a heart trick up as we do to set a diamond trick up. So I think the 10 of hearts is the right lead. Now, a second ago, I just said a low heart promising an honour, but because we have 3 honours, 10-9 counts when you've got an honour above, we want to lead the top of touching here. So this is known as an internal sequence, a sequence of cards, 10 and 9, internal of your suit because you have an honour bigger than it. Now, of course, the honour bigger than it cannot be the jack. If you had jack 10-9, you would lead the jack top of touching cards. So the 10 promises the 9, denies the jack, and may or may not have the queen or king above it. It won't have the ace above it because you don't lead away from an ace against a trump contract. And 4 spades is a trump contract, of course. So I would lead the 10 of hearts here. And the reason the 10 is better than the 4, for those of you who care, is because the jack could be on the dummy and the 10 traps the jack underneath our partner's queen, if that is the layout. So the idea of the 10 is to not let them make a cheap trick out of the jack. If we had king 9-7-4, we don't have that sequence, we would just lead a low heart and need our partners to have a bit more in hearts to be able to build a heart trick. A low diamond is not unreasonable, it just isn't as strong with regards to robust intermediates, so therefore leading a low diamond is slightly less likely to yield tricks. We need our partner to have the king and maybe the 10, or the jack and the king, or ace and 10, or something where they've got bits around it. For the heart to be right, we only need our partner to have 1 honour, the queen, the ace, maybe even the jack, depending on the position of the queen, etc. So I think the hearts is slightly better than diamonds, but I don't mind either. And because of the sequence in hearts, rather than a low heart, I'm going to lead the 10 of hearts, internal sequence. Okay, so now goes the dummy. Okay, so thinking about this 4 spade contract, let's have a look at our losers. Trump contracts, you want to tackle your losers first, see if you can reduce those losers. So, using the dummy and our hand together, we want to try and establish the dummy as a boss hand rather than our hand because we have more trumps in the dummy. So, the trumps first, the spades, we may or may not lose the queen. With 9 trumps missing the queen, the statistical best play is to play the ace and king, play for the drop. The finesse is 50, the drop, missing 4 cards with 9 between them, is 52%. So it's fractionally better to play for the drop when you've got 9 cards. If we only had 8 cards in spades, we would play for the finesse, because that's better. So in this instance, with 9, we're going to play the ace-king. May or may not lose the queen, so that's a possible loser. Diamonds, we're going to be absolutely fine. We have the ace for the singleton. In fact, we have the king of diamonds overhanging the ace, which means we're going to be able to throw a loser away. More on that in a second. The clubs, we've got the ace and king and a third club, so it looks like we're going to end up losing a club simply because we've got too many clubs in the hands and no queen or jack or 10. So a club loser is pretty inescapable here. If we play the ace king of diamonds and throw a club away, that actually doesn't help us because we've gone from 4 clubs down to 3. We're still going to lose a club, so it doesn't help us. The hearts, we have the ace and then 2 diddly ones opposite 2 small ones. So we're going to lose 2 heart tricks, but if we play the ace king of diamonds and throw a heart away, that does help us because we play the ace on this heart, we throw that heart away, we're only then going to lose 1 heart trick. So the key to this hand is going to be the distribution of the spades. Hopefully they're 2 and 2, so the queen, singleton or doubleton comes down, and there we're going to lose no spades. And then we'll play the ace of hearts and the ace king of diamonds, throwing one of these hearts away. So on balance, we should lose 1 heart, 1 club, and maybe a spade depending on the break. So it's going to be 10 tricks or 11. If we were careless and we threw a club with the ace king of diamonds instead, we would lose 2 hearts, 1 club, and we would need the spades to break or the queen to fall in order to make our contract. So the key decision here is going to be drawing the trumps first and then deciding what to do with our diamond discard. And the key discard is going to be a small heart, looking to set this hand up as boss. We're at the mercy of how the trumps break, so we may or may not lose a trick here, but we should still make the contract even if the spades don't break nice. Okay, so 10 of hearts lead. That's not really good for us because it's exposed our weakest suit, which is hearts. We've got 2 quick losers in hearts once our ace of hearts has been dislodged. But what we're going to do is win the heart lead, knock out 2 rounds of trumps, hope they break, hope the queen appears, and then play the ace king of diamonds and let go of a heart, as we just discussed. So, low heart. This hand can play low because it's got the queen and jack. We win with the ace. Now we want to cash the ace king of spades, which is the optimum percentage chance of finding the queen playing for the drop. So we play low to the ace, which wins, and we don't see the queen, so it's no singleton queen. The reason I'm playing low to the ace first is just in case it's a 4-0 break, which would be horrid, I can finesse the queen of spades this way. So I've kept the finessing position in case I found out this hand was void, for example, but not the expected distribution, but just in case. They both played a spade, so I'm going to stick to my original plan. So it goes spade, 8. It could be right to finesse if the queen was here, but the odds say the drop is better, so you play the king, and we are rewarded for knowing the odds because the queen drops. So that means we've now drawn the trumps without loss. That was good fortune that the spades broke nicely. And now we can tackle the other problem, which was the heart losers that we've now got. We can cash the ace and king of diamonds, and we're going to get 2 diamonds from them, the jack of diamonds on the first diamond, and we're going to let go of a heart on the second diamond. And that's an important discard because it's reduced our heart losers from 2 down to 1. The opponents can't stop us from doing that. So now, on the face of things, we're going to lose 1 heart, we're going to lose 1 club, and that's it. So we're going to end up making 11 tricks because we got fortuitous in the spades. But the key thing was discarding the heart loser. Now, there's nothing really we can do to avoid the club or heart loser. Your best chance is trump the diamond, give the lead away to a heart, and hope they give some kind of free club trick away, but the defenders shouldn't be doing that. So we'll trump the diamond anyway, just to get rid of the diamonds. Now if they play diamonds, either of them, it means we can trump in one hand and discard in another, which is known as a ruff and a discard. So now we play a heart, give the lead away in the hope that they have to help us. So we play a heart, like so. We lose the heart, we're always going to lose that heart. If I'm honest, it's almost certain we're going to lose a club trick as well, but we're just kind of messing around in the hope that they make a mistake in some way, shape or form. So imagining they do make a mistake, if they play a low diamond now, we can trump here, trump there and throw a heart away here. Or throw a club away here and trump there. So by them playing a diamond, that will be a ruff and a discard, so we could manage to discard our club loser and trump, etc. They won't do that, or at least they shouldn't do that, but it was worth a try. They could play a low club, but this hand would be worried about the jack of clubs being here. So they should play the queen of hearts, forcing us to ruff, which gives nothing away at all. So Queen of Hearts gets ruffed. But now you can see we are powerless. They've given us the lead back. They've not given us a free trick. Now we can't avoid a club loser. We can play Ace King of Clubs, but we have a small club in our hand with nothing to do with it. So what would normally happen in competitive duplicate bridge here is I'd show my hand and go, 2 spades are mine, 2 clubs are mine, and the 3rd club is yours. You could play the spades in the hope they throw their clubs away, but they won't. They know to hold on to their Queen of Clubs or Jack of Clubs, depending on the shape. So win these 2, win those 2. We're going to lose this club to either the Queen or the Jack. So we make 4 more tricks, we lose 1, so we make +1 thanks to the nice spade break.